At a certain stage in my life, I had to take, should I call it eastward, westward, southwest, northwest shift. I had to take a right shift on my journey, what I call my knowledge journey. How I would call I schooled myself. At that point, it seemed to me from all the advice I had that the traditional way, finish first level, go to second level, do third level, etc., would be the best way forward. But I remember that the passion for lifestyle and well-being was not cut out in the direction of, at that time, actually going to the different levels. Because I didn't follow the traditional model of education, I sort of right-winged against, at the time, a lot of, advice from people who really cared about me and thought I was going to follow a certain track. That period of my life, up till now, made me take a particular look at school again. What is the real life school? And for me, it's broken down into three things: education, expertise, and your experience. I worked in an institution at the time where, when I was given the responsibility to be at the top of that institution, I was going to be moved out of that place. And when the manager was leaving and the responsibility was falling on me, there was somebody else that was called to task. At that time, I did not have a lot of experience. That person did, almost 30 years in that same institution. What I had was education. So with my education, I was called into one leadership position. With her experience, she was also called into another leadership position. Then there was a gentleman with his expertise. He was also called into another position. She hadn't done the school, traditional school, going into university right after she finished her first level, which we call O-level at the time. Outside, she had worked in that institution for many years, but she was fit to be put in that same leadership position. The gentleman had skills that was required, technical skills that were required, but no leadership skills. And he was also put in a position. Now I was the third. I had education and probably about just a year's experience. And the three of us all underwent leadership training. So I came to find out that the school journey doesn't all have to be about being in one institution and going along a traditional method. You can get your qualification by expertise and still get into a leadership role. And I found that in many businesses around here. You can be experienced and use that to lead. You don't necessarily, it's later that you may think of maybe getting a qualification, but your qualification by experience can actually get you into the topmost job in an organization, depending on what they're doing. So when I moved into the field of lifestyle, I came to realize that most people who were operating in that field had only vocations or skills. But in a culture such as what we have, they were seen as second rate because they did not have what we call a quote-unquote traditional 4-year education. It taught me a big lesson, and I began a huge advocacy campaign for the fact that anybody in the vocations who is willing to apply themselves and utilize their transformational ability, not just to inform, but to impact people, can always make it to the top. Once you have expertise and you can inform, inspire, impact, and you have not gotten a traditional education, you are qualified because you can transfer the skills. Once you also have experience and you can utilize that to inspire, inform, and impact, you can also transfer that as a skill. Then if you have your traditional model of education, you can do the same. So I believe that the life's journey of school is not always about rising up traditionally, but actually rising up unconventionally. Most organizations in the creative spaces are not traditional 4-year or traditional 2-year, but they're doing, be it whether it's in the ICT space, most of the people you would find, and I can call almost any industry, including mine, that can start from their bedroom and make it to the boardroom. So you don't really need convention. You don't really need tradition. But what you need is provocation. The ability to utilize your expertise, your experience, or your traditional education as a platform to transfer to others. You are impacting, not just informing. You are inspiring, not just motivating. You are giving and delivering. Once you can transfer that, you are good enough and you are qualified. Qualify with one of the E's: education, expertise, and experience. Transfer that skill and you'll be on the way to the top.